How you doing? Right, do you really want to shoot the messenger? And let's face it, the Jehovah's Witnesses have been in this particular role as a messenger for 100 years or so. They, yes, have mistaken expectations. But would you still shoot the messenger if... Okay, so the messenger has told you that maybe something is going to happen, but on that particular night it doesn't happen. You was expecting something to happen, but you decided to stay awake because you thought something was going to happen during the night, and it didn't happen. But the messenger hadn't got the day right. But the actual event of why you needed to stay awake is still going to go ahead, but on another day, another time. And that's the way I look at what the Jehovah's Witnesses have been doing. I lived through 1975, and some were in expectation of the new system, didn't come. It was a mistaken expectation of a kind. Some left, then some came back. That was quite a while ago. Things have moved on. The fulfillment of Bible prophecy is going ahead. The preaching work is going ahead. And what we've come to expect from the last days is starting to gel and knit together. Starting to look more like that it could actually come true. But we still have to wait for the final jigsaw piece to be put in. We're still jumping ahead with our thoughts now. When I say we, I'm talking about theologians that are in expectation of the last days. What's happening at the moment, I would consider it to be one of the horsemen of the apocalypse that will cause havoc, pestilence and death, something that we've known about for quite some time. But why would we not thank somebody for wanting to warn us? Why wouldn't we hold our hands out to that person who was giving that warning and say, thank you for caring about my life and my health enough to give me a warning. Okay, you didn't get it right on that night, but somewhere down the line the event is still going to take place. And that's how I perceive what's happening at the moment and what's happened in the past. I still believe that 1914 was a significant year, and I don't really give a rat's ass about what the apostates are talking about. I think they're basing their judgments off a faked cuneiform text from the Babylonian Empire. A Babylonian Empire that had no godly inclination. So you can believe, if you want, what you want to believe, but 1914 is when God's kingdom was set up. 1914 is when the full horsemen of the apocalypse started that symbolic ride. But I'm so adamant about this now, whereas I wasn't before. I was open to maybe someone else's opinion on this. But it's just becoming more and more clear that there is only one religion that has been telling everybody since the preaching work started that it will be God's kingdom that takes rule over man's present system of things. It is that same religion that has been carrying out a divine commission and preaching, although at the moment they're not. They're in a lockdown. Interesting. Very, very interesting that what you think might have been the case at one time has certainly changed. Can you consider the opinion of apostate YouTubers now? Would you look at them and think that they have all the answers? Well, they don't. You know, you don't put your trust in nobles. You don't put your trust in evangelizers. You don't put your trust in anybody other than God's word. Very shortly, we'll get to a stage where quite possibly it could be every man, woman and child for himself. It will be like the days of Noah. Make no mistake about it. This is going to get as bad as it gets. I don't even think in our thoughts, our early thoughts now, we can really comprehend just how bad it's going to get, but we just know that it has to be cut short. It has to be cut short because, quite frankly, no flesh will survive, and I would presume that means animal as well. Animal and human flesh. Yes, it's an interesting development. Can you see man finding a cure in the next 18 months? And if man does find a cure for the first strain, will he be able to fend off future strains of these pestilences? I mean, the Bible makes it quite clear that the four horsemen of the apocalypse will cause havoc. We've also an anticipation of greater degrees of severity to be poured out to the earth besides. Is this just the tip of the iceberg? Is this now our life? Well, I think if this is where it is now, we've got to make a decision. We've got to stop following people that could be taking us to our death. Stop paying money to people. You'll have to keep your own finances in order because you might need every penny before, you know, this is all played out. You might need to tighten up your purse strings. You might need to live off your savings. Or even worse than that, you may not even be able to obtain your savings because your savings will become worthless. Gold and silver thrown into the streets because it won't buy them a loaf of bread. It won't buy them bread and water. You can't eat a gold ring, or golden ingots, gold bullion. What's the point of all that if it's worthless? I think this is the time now where we have to decide whether God actually exists. This is a no-brainer for me. You know, I'm absolutely 100% sure that God exists. But the atheists who have become atheists since, you know, leaving the Jehovah's Witnesses, you might have made a really serious mistake here. You know, you followed somebody that was a former Jehovah's Witness, and he's just taking you down with him because he is going down. There's just no two ways about it. Ask yourself this: will that person that you've put all your trust in, and it might not be one person, it might be a few people, are they going to come to your aid when you're starving? Are they going to pay you back for everything that you've given them, all that money that you've given them over the YouTube Payleton system? No, of course they're not. They're not going to give you a second thought, because it's going to be every man, woman and child for himself. I think you need to get yourself switched on here now. You need to decide once and for all who has more of the truth and who has been speaking more of the truth. Has it been the Jehovah's Witnesses, or has it been the apostate community who do not have unity and are likely just to fall by the wayside? But this is no surprise to me, because I always knew that apostasy would come before the end. Well, we've had apostasy. We've had that. So we now look for the next jigsaw piece to be put in.